e bentrovati, eccoci ad un nuovo appuntamento, di Il Punto con VisionMind. Quest'oggi vi proponiamo una serie di interviste, una prospettiva, una visione un po' diversa rispetto al mondo aziendale tradizionale. Abbiamo voluto infatti esplorare alcuni temi legati all'interculturalità, alla comprensione della diversità, alla capacità di adattamento, al lavoro in team, visto dagli occhi di giovani universitari, ragazzi che in questo momento, si trovano al KTH di Stoccolma, quello che è un po' il Politecnico, tra l'altro un istituto, estremamente legato allo sviluppo di nuove tecnologie rispetto all'ambiente. Quindi giovani che arrivano da diverse parti d'Europa e del mondo, che si sono trovati a lavorare in un contesto completamente diverso, a, sperimentare degli approcci di apprendimento completamente diversi, a sperimentare un lavoro in team, un corposo lavoro in team, con compagni, con colleghi provenienti da ogni genere di luoghi e, a sperimentare anche nuove modalità e nuovi modelli di leadership. Ci fa piacere condividere con voi questi contenuti che abbiamo trovato particolarmente freschi e interessanti perché potessero stimolare un po', da un lato, una riflessione rispetto a quello che poi è la nostra quotidianità organizzativa e dall'altro perché questi oggettivamente sono i ragazzi che ritroveremo nelle nostre organizzazioni tra non moltissimo e quindi, sono i loro valori, il loro modo di pensare e quello che loro apprezzano, di un contesto dello stare insieme, di un contesto di, tra virgolette, "lavoro". Quindi buona visione e buon ascolto. Grazie e alla prossima volta.
The first question is about the difference between the study method that they use here and your home country. What are the main differences, and how have you found changing this method of studying?
So the first difference is that they have a lot more projects during the semester, and it's smaller groups that study here. So where I would have, I don't know, 50 people in a room in Germany for a lecture, it's 20 people here. And in every course we have a group project and a report we have to write. In Germany it would have been a lecture and an exercise, and in the end a big exam. Here the exam or the examination for the courses is split into a few different parts.
First of all, yeah, I study chemical engineering. I'm doing my master's here. Oh, well, I'm doing my master's in Portugal in the exchange semester here. I think there is a bit of a difference, especially in the way of teaching. I would say here is way more independent. So we have to do a lot more by ourselves at home, and we don't have that many classes, which is a lot different. The way that the teachers also interact with you is very different because they're way more relaxed here. So I think both of those things are good.
Hell yeah, man, that's a great question. First, I wouldn't maybe say that there's of much of a difference if I would take classes in my home school in English and if I was accommodated at a college. The biggest difference for me is that I'm still living with my parents in Prague, and here when you're just surrounded by a group of international students, and like every time something's going on, you can just knock on someone's doors and talk with them every time. It's like perfect balance here of studying, social life, and time for yourself that you wanna get, because you just meet all the people all the time. I wouldn't say there were difficulties of adapting to the new manner of studying. There was difficulties to combining the study time here because everything was with other activities. Because everything here is so different to you, and you have people going out all the time, you have people exploring to the city, you have all a group of Americans, group of other Asian students who are going to Norway, who are going to Italy, who are going to Portugal, who are going to all of these countries around Europe, and who are like traveling a lot, and you want to travel with them. So obviously, like, you travel around Sweden, a lot of people go to Norway, they're just exploring the new city, they're going to new pubs, they're trying new places, they're trying everything new. And like if you're going out most time of the week, you don't have really time to study. So that's probably the biggest problem, to combine all these social life interactions with your study obligatories.
The second question is related to the first one, sort of. Here, as you said, they use a lot of the teamwork. How have you found it, and do they use teamwork also in your home university?
So I like the teamwork pretty much because it forces you to work together with other students and get the viewpoints of other students in your group. And you have to make compromises. Sometimes it's hard to get on the same level with people and work together effectively when you have different opinions about a thing or different backgrounds. So in Germany, it would be declared at the start of the course if we have to use teamwork, and it would only be like 1 or 2 modules in the whole of the study. It wasn't common to do so much teamwork. But I think it makes sense because in the end, when you have a job or work somewhere, you have to do teamwork all the time, and it's not a one-man sport or one-woman sport. So it makes sense.
I would say that in Prague it's more based on just individual studies that you can easily pass without not being in a single group of people and just go there. You don't even need to go to classes in Prague. Here you have like classes you really need to attend because there is project work going on and you cannot fail the project work. But in Prague there are just like, due to coronavirus, everything is online. Or not online right now, but you have like the materials from the last 2 years that are online posted. So you can just be home, look at these materials. Then you have like free tests through a semester that you need to pass to be able to allow the exam at the end of the year. And I think there is a group of 3 people who are really, really into these subjects. That may be fine comparing the knowledge about topic with your other friends, and also you don't really want to like feel that bad that you're doing nothing. So for the people who are really into that, that's a great case. For me, who I have it just like, okay, I study something similar, but it's not the same, so I will just take this course because it looks cool. It was more difficult than I thought.
Yeah, we also have teamwork in Portugal, not as much as here. So here, practically every course has a team project or whatever. Yeah, I like it. I think maybe you have to be a little bit lucky with the people you get, but generally speaking, everything is smooth. Everyone tries hard, so I didn't find anything difficult at all. And yeah, I think it's great. I think it's a really good tool for the future and to have in your life, be able to work in a team, because that's probably what you're going to do with your job later. So yeah, I like it and haven't found anything really hard.
Last question. You have talked about it before, but the relationship between student and teacher here is very different.
Yeah.
You liked it, and how have you found it between here and your home university?
Yeah, I like it. I think here is a lot better. For example, in my home uni, if I call my teachers by their first name, it's really offensive and they don't like it at all. So in here they ask for you to treat them by their first name, which I think gives you a little bit more space to go to them and to ask questions and not be embarrassed and not be afraid of the teacher. Because I think, at least in the first years of uni in Portugal, I wouldn't say I was scared, but I didn't like to go talk to the teachers in private or whatever, because I thought maybe they think my questions are stupid, blah, blah, blah. But here it's nothing like that, and I think it's a lot better this way. Yeah, so that's definitely a positive point of studying here, yeah.
The relationship with the teacher here is totally different, like totally. for example, in Prague, like you must be really keen on all the titles that the professor has, and whenever you just write an email, when you talk to them, you need to like know which title is higher, whether it's dean or professor or rector or engineer or PhD doctor or tutor for laws and anything. So you need to all the time call them by the highest title they have. You need to write them in every email. You need to only call them by the surname, like Professor Martinic, like Professor something, only by the surname, and like it's like such a professional relationship. Here, the people are like on the same level, or they are acting on the same level. Like you can just write an email to your professor and be, hey Luca, I have a problem with this, I have a problem with that. That's actually the case that happened. Like, hey Luca, and he's responded, hey Václav. Every time, like the people in Prague have enormous amount of titles in front and after their names. They have enormous amount of their information. Here they are just like name. I'm teaching these subjects. I'm an examiner in these subjects, and I like cycling, as Dan Harding does. And also the people here have written their phone number. Like the teachers have mobile phones written on the website, so you can just anytime call them if you need something. That's something like hilarious that I found out yesterday. So I just called my professor, who is amazing. He responded like, "Hey, yeah, you need to come to the 18. There was a mistake in the text." So you can just call whenever your professors. You can call them by the first name. You can act with them like your friends. And they respond super quickly. Like usually for waiting for a response, like 1 day, 2 days at least in Prague. And here they respond in 5-10 minutes. Another example when I attended one of my courses was when I came to a course. I missed the first lecture, but I went to the second lecture, and I was the first one in the class who came to the second lecture. And there was only me and a teacher, and I was like, "Hey, I didn't see you here the last time." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, I couldn't make it. It was the fourth period, so I'm sorry I couldn't make it. For some reason I don't remember now." And he came to me, he shook my hand, and was like, "Hey, I'm Pavel." It never ever happened to me that just professor who introduced themselves to me went to me and shook their hand. Like, "Hey, I'm Pavel, welcome to this course, I hope it will be fun." How? Like, does that ever happen to you? That a professor shook your hand by just meeting you? Yeah. Arrivederci, or how you call that.